and be like HR and be like, okay, what are the problems? Can we have the requests for the problems? And they're like, right, Rex, I'm not happy about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because of 1, and you already, because naturally that's what men do.
Yeah.
Like every time you hear a problem and your wife is like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do about this, you're just like,
You're gonna fix the
she could either do this or this or that. You know, and that's exactly what you want to say.
Yeah.
But sometimes she's actually just looking for a friend. She's just wanting to be able to say what she
just
says.
let out some-
And then someone else is like, okay, I get it. So how does it make you feel?
The motherland, the African man. Long as I'm alive, I'ma make a plan. Strongholds to break, got long walks to take, got no votes to make. We don't bet, we pray. Hey, African man, yeah. The African male iris through the eye of an African male.
All right, so I would like us to sort of get into, since we're like on you know, internet trends and conversations. I would really like to have this, just have your thoughts on what do you think is the problem with modern day relationships? Like, there are a lot of divorces, and it's almost like divorce doesn't mean anything anymore, you know? Like,
Yeah.
you know, because, yeah, some people are being divorced because they are too perfect. Remember the last episode?
Mentioned
In
the
the last
Brazilian
episode,
soccer
yeah.
star.
Kaka.
Kaka's
Yeah,
ex-wife,
yeah.
it's like, yeah, you're too nice. Guy's too nice. I need some trauma. I'm not okay. Like, I don't know, guys. I feel like the state of modern day relationships is completely off. And because in the studio we're graced with a single guy and a recently married guy, I would really love to know what your thoughts are in terms of dating. Like are the men shitting the bed, or are the women now too entitled and they're just blaming the men? Are all the men toxic, or like what's going on? Like, yeah. Robson, maybe you can start and let us know like
Your experience,
Yeah.
I basically think it's the women, bro.
Whoa.
See, this guy is married. He was like, whoa. He's like, whoa. Yeah, please elaborate. Please
No
elaborate.
offense, but I think it's the women. It's basically the one more. This is why you found out few countries are ruled by women, and mostly it's men. Because women feel so entitled. Well, basically, they would want a guy with everything. But what do they bring to the table themselves? They say, I want a guy with this, was this. But look at yourself first. Do you deserve such and such a guy? So basically, I think that matters the most in this type of relationship things these days.
So
They just want more. Yeah.
So are you saying, of course, you're a young man, you're 24, right?
yeah.
The women you've been encountering, trying to date and stuff, are you saying there are not many out there who are willing to grow with you? You know, to see, okay, Robson, I'm at this level, but I'm working towards
This level.
How many are understanding that okay, I'll stick with him and you know we can build this together.
No, but you know, I think I understand where Robson's coming from. I mean, think about it this way, right?
Yeah, he just came from the streets. So he just came out the streets. So he's like, I remember those days.
No, but I mean, when you were in primary school, right? The girls like in primary were looking at the dudes in high school. You know?
And the girls in high school were looking at the dudes in college.
Right? And the dudes there looking at dudes that are working and making money. Like if you were in varsity, bro, like in varsity and you didn't have a car.
Yeah.
Right? Like and your girl had access, you know, like, well, not your girl, but like girls had access to dudes. They could get the McDonald's, trips to the movies.
Yeah.
It messes up the game for you. So once you, like when you find a girl on campus and you want to date, the offerings that you as a man have versus dudes that are working.
So basically, you guys are saying women want more. They want more than they deserve.
Or they want more early. Like they want more.
Yeah.
No, they have access to more earlier than you as a guy.
They want you to match it.
Yeah.
So they all so the women want you to match what the older guys are offering
they
them.
don't want that from you.
Yeah.
They want that. Question is, can you offer it?
That's harsh, man.
So are we saying most relationships have become materialistic, basically?
To be honest, yes.
Right.
Yes, they've become materialistic.
Why'd you say that?
Basically, if you start dating...
Or because if you can't offer the materials,
you can't.
there'll be no relationship.
Okay, you're going to meet a girl in university. She's going to tell you, I want my hair done. From a time-to-time basis, I need to be taken out. I need my nails done and all those things. Right. And then you start thinking to yourself, okay, you ask her, how much do you need for her? She's going to tell you, I don't know, there's this fancy trend going on, for social media, these wigs that they love.
Right.
They're so shitty expensive, bro. Like 2K. She tell you I need 2K for nails. I need 500. Already on 2.5. Besides anything a month, already at 2,500.
Right.
Just there on the table.
No, I think she's out of your league, bruh.
What? Okay.
Actually that raises on the previous episode we had a guy named Q Dube.
Yeah.
And he mentioned that at times us men are at fault.
Yeah.
Because we are attracted to these Instagram women, these baddies, so to speak.
Yeah.
So as men, we are trying to make that baddie change into a good
Good girl, man. It doesn't work.
But she's already
a housewife.
into a housewife. So you're trying, at the end of the day, she's going to go back to the ways that she's used to.
Yeah.
But that's what we're attracted to.
So what we're saying here is,
stay in your lane.
men have a problem. Men have a problem. They don't stay in their lane. They want the baddie, and then they want to take the baddies and make them housewives. Then we're saying women.
Not just that. Not
Right.
just that. They want to decrease the baddie's standard of living.
That's a good one because
That is a good one.
because we're basically telling them no.
Yeah.
Why do you think you?
Why do you want that?
Why do you want that?
Too much.
That's what she wants. That's what
She's
she
like,
can
I
say.
can get a
if you
guy who
can't
can
do
get
it,
it.
leave
You
alone.
just can't do it.
That's an interesting perspective, actually.
Actually, you know what? That makes a lot of sense.
Yeah.
Because when I'm listening to the conversations, I'm just like, there's a baddies section in this community of dating. And whoever wants the baddies needs to have the bag.
Exactly.
Right? But if you're now looking for a housewife, if you're looking for someone who you want to get married to,
Build a future.
then you're gonna have to go for someone who you can afford to take care of.
Exactly, yeah. And who also understands you. Because some of them, they don't understand you. Also, the impression that you give on the first date. I would give, for my example,
Right.
I met this girl, from a friend. Okay, a friend, fine. I was like, let's go out. We went out. There's this nice place by, it's called Credo Moon.
Right.
If you've heard of the place, it's called Credo Moon.
Robson's giving us all the juices.
Okay, we go out there, we have our nice lunch, we meet each other. Says that this is my best date I've ever been. But the impression you have given is she's gonna think you can afford,
To do this all
so
the
she's gonna
time.
demand more from you because of the impression you have given the first time that you guys are meeting.
But
So
hold on.
So whose fault is that?
the guy's fault sometimes.
No,
The
not
impression that you
sometimes.
give-
No, all the time. No, you need to be accountable. You're the one who's setting the pace here. There was this thing that I used to do when I used to date girls, right? Like I'd meet you, right, and then after that, like I'd ask you on like a coffee or an ice cream date, something short.
Yeah.
Because I don't know you. We strangers. Like, what conversation are we gonna make from all of this?
Yeah.
So we can have ice cream and I can get like some talking points and figure something out.
Yeah.
And if I feel like I can vibe with you and we can do something else,
yeah.
then I'll invite you on a second date, right? The second date will comprise of two parts. An activity and a meal. right?
Yeah.
So the activity informs what I'm gonna talk about during the meal. I can't just invite you on a dinner date or whatever, and now we just have to talk. It's gonna feel awkward. It's gonna be like an interview, you know.
Right.
And girls don't like feeling like they're being interrogated. You know? And so if you go out and you do an activity, let's say you go out, you do bowling, you know, it shows how competitive you are, how you handle losing, you know, how teachable you are, depending on who's better at this thing. So it creates that framing.
Yes, I was actually big on what I used to love doing was I would insist on a date in a group setting because I felt like it was so easy to just be the two of us because I'm very talkative generally, right? And so I could lead in the conversation. I'd be charming and do all these things. And you're thinking, oh, this is a great guy and whatever. So now we have this vibe that we have. But this vibe doesn't show me who you are when you are reactive or when someone makes you feel insecure about something or when we're hanging out and then there's one baddie in this group and then she's like a diva.
Yeah.
So I want to know what you're like. Like, can you hold your own? If someone's poking at you, can you speak up?
Just
if you're not happy with something or do you kind of just want to go home? Are you I shut down and just want to go home when things are tough type of person? And I feel like I remember saying this like in one of our episodes where I said it's always an important thing to know how your person reacts more than how they act, because when they act, it's like predestined. You know, you kind of know what you're gonna do.
Yeah,
you set the tone. You are ready for it. You've planned for it.
Yeah.
But if it's someone who says something at you and your girl is there, and it makes you feel small, and maybe it's something that people used to do to you when you were a kid, and then you snap, like your girl's gonna be like, "Whoa, who was that?" You know what I mean?
Yeah.
So for me, that was always like a really big thing too. Let's go and there's a games night, you know. Let's see how you're gonna be around my people.
Yeah.
You know, like, are you sure about yourself? Are you sure in yourself? Are you confident? And how easily do you relate to other people? Like just different environments. Because what that would do is it also puts me in a place where I'm also gonna have to react if something happens. You know, so then you get to really know who your person is outside of just a planned kind of situation.
Yeah, that's hectic, bro. You're bringing people out to play 30 seconds on the first date.
No. No, I've been married for 10 years, bro. Like 30 seconds wasn't there. 30 seconds wasn't even there yet. Yeah, but I mean, I've seen how that changes the dynamic. Because I remember laughing with a friend of mine. She was like, Priya, I like this guy, you know, but I can never picture him playing 30 seconds with us. So I don't know if I can ever date him. She's like, because that's a really important part of my life, you know. But then it's also it showed me a very interesting angle about how you have very different personalities in different situations. Yeah. Because when I'm Priya Soul, the musician, I'm not on a podcast chill just having conversation. You know, I'm actually entertaining people. You know, I'm in a different space. When I'm at work, my work is like property related. So, you know, it's very formal, very business-y, very... And then that's completely different from being on stage and singing for people, you know? And I feel like being able to have that level of self-awareness of knowing that this is who I am and these are different facets. I think that's another thing that helps when you're meeting someone, to have them see and for you to also know that there's probably some facets that you're only going to know like later on. Yeah. Which is why I was impressed when you were telling me that you dated your wife for like so long.
Oh yeah.
And then like got married recently. Because it means there's so much that you actually know. I mean, you're always going to you know, learn more and get to know
But
more.
how long is long? Let me just.
But that's-
Right, you see, this is the thing, bro. Like, I've been waiting for us to get to this part of the show.
I guess that's always a question to say.
Yes.
When people
please,
ask,
Rex, let us know, bro. How long have you been dating your girl?
For too long. Should have gotten married way longer. But I mean, there's this, like, I follow Jordan Peterson a lot, you know?
Right.
And he said something about, like, people who date for a very long time. Like, they tend to divorce quite quickly.
Right.
And
Interesting.
yeah.
Really?
Yeah.
Interesting.
What was his perspective? Why would?
So his perspective is from empirical evidence with the couples that he counsels and everything. And he's noticed the trend that if you guys date for a very long time,
So
10
what's a
years or
long
so,
time again? Maybe let's put a time.
10 years,
Time
maybe.
frame.
Oh, wow.
Okay. Yeah. Wow.
No, bro, that's not dating. That's witchcraft. What the hell?
You know, another issue is living together before you get married. Right? That he's noted that like
Right.
if you live with your partner before you guys get married, chances are that the marriage is not gonna last. Right? Then
There's so many of those now. these
Yeah.
days.
and then the other one is like an expensive wedding is a telltale sign of, you know, coming divorce.
Shucks.
Yeah.
That's crazy.
The expensive weddings usually are people get into marriage with a lot of debt as well. Because you've
Bad stuff.
invested so much in this
went all
one 12-hour event.
Yeah. Yeah, at least we've got Robson. We can save him from that. We can tell him exactly what to do and what not to do. Because guys, like on my wedding day, I remember it was like getting to about 6 o'clock and a few guests were leaving. I'm like, so all of that money and people are already leaving. I was like, wait a minute. It's just been a couple of hours. All of that money was for a couple of hours.
That's sad. Fam.
It was crazy, bro.
But like, I would like to know from Rob, what questions do you usually have, like with what you're experiencing to a group of married guys?
How is it like to handle like women's emotions? Because you know they're very emotional beings, and how do you guys handle that at some point in time?
We don't, bro. We just say, yes.
Just say yes, and it's gonna be all right.
Well, you know what? I mean, to be honest with you, I think not every woman's the same.
Yeah.
Some women are very great at articulating how they feel.
Yeah.
So they're great communicators. So they're able to say, maybe something really upsets her, but she's too upset to talk about it. She can actually say, I'm very upset, but I'm not ready to talk about it. Can we talk about it later today? And then later today, she actually then says, what upset me was this. Then she explains to you what happened and why she got upset. And then she articulates that in a way that you get.
Yes.
Right? Now, that is not an easy thing to find.
Look, man,
Because
I personally hated when women do that.
You want to do something.
because the thing is,
we need to talk.
yes, because sometimes a woman wants to feel. She wants to actually listen to her emotions and just have that time to herself to just go through those feelings, or talk to a girlfriend or a sister or a mother or whoever, and talk about those emotions and process them and whatever. Then when she is ready to talk to you about them, she will. And that's if you're lucky. Because some are not great communicators.
Yeah.
So for some, they will get into a mood and they will expect you to be able to deduce
read between the
from what happened to actually say, are you upset because 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, and then they're like, of course I was upset about that. You know? So that is so I guess that's why a lot of people say communication is important. Because when you get to know your partner, you need to then know their communication styles. You need to understand the things that upset them and why they get upset. And sometimes you have to be the person that teaches them how to communicate. Because sometimes you will be in the middle of a fight and then they'll say, yeah, but that's because then they say the thing that they should have said a long time ago.
Long time
and then
ago.
you're like,
keep it.
and then you're like, and then you look at them and you're like,
Yeah.
but I never knew that. And they're like, well, now you know. So it's almost like you think you have to be patient and then you get married. And then you realize you were never patient, bro. You are learning now
It's another level of
to be
patience.
patient.
And that was deep, eh?
Yeah. So then you almost have to relearn that patience because you have to start saying you sort of commit to the fact that this is my person, so we're gonna have to figure each other out, and you're going to have to sometimes, because I'm very confrontational. My wife is not confrontational. So whenever there's an issue, I'm ready to talk about it. Like, even if my emotions
not
are like
ready.
this,
Yeah.
you know, I'm ready to talk about it.
Yeah.
But
Total opposite for me.
yeah. But then she might not be ready to talk about it. So because of that, I've learned that, okay, I really want to talk about it and I want to fix it now. But even if I try, and even if I
she's not
go
ready,
out
she's
and
not
I
ready.
start
She's not ready,
explaining
yeah.
and I come up with all the solutions,
She's
it's
not
not
ready.
it's not gonna fix it. So I will wait
and that's
until
the thing.
she's ready.
Sometimes women don't want you to tell them the solution. They just want you to
course.
listen.
Exactly.
I've learned that over the years.
See, this guy is recently married. You can tell.
You know, I've learned that over the years. Like, while she's talking, you already think, okay.
Yeah, we can fix that.
Yeah, no. I think we can. Then you've already interrupted the train of thought or what she wants to express.
Yes.
Then she gets frustrated. She keeps quiet. Like, okay, actually, I need to let her talk. I
Exactly.
need to let her fully express
Yeah.
herself. what
So
she
you're
wants to say.
going to
Yeah.
learn a lot of patience, like one way or the other. Yeah. Do you have any tips, Mr. He's actually.
I don't even want to lie, man. I don't know all this, like the stuff that they're saying now. Like, it speaks to some of my deepest frustrations. You know,
Right.
I get very frustrated by, you know, like you're talking, but we're not getting to a solution. Like,
solution.
I see what the problem is. Hear me out. Like, you know,
See, we're problem solvers.
But do you know what? There's something that you need to understand as well, Rob. Your psychological your psyche is a very big part of what you're bringing into the relationship. Rex is an engineer. Can you hear what he just said? He said he's frustrated because he's like, you just told me a problem. Like, so
let's
because
solve it, yeah.
all his life, in all his 12 jobs,
He's been solving problems.
he's been like, what's the problem? What's the problem? Let's find it. Okay, where's the cable? No, it's a valve. It could be a valve. No, it's not a valve. It could be this. It could be that. It could be. So all he wants to do is it becomes your default nature.
Yeah.
And
So
men in
so you
general,
also need to have this level of self-awareness where you're like, I'm an engineer and I like to fix things. Right?
Yeah.
So you're gonna have to be like, okay, now I'm gonna have to be not an engineer and listen and be like HR and be like, okay, what are the problems? Can we have the requests for the problems? And they're like, right, Rex, I'm not happy about 1, 2, 3, 4, 5 because of 1, and you already, because naturally that's what men do.
Yeah.
Like every time you hear a problem and your wife is like, I don't even know what I'm gonna do about this, you're just like,
You're gonna fix the
she could either do this or this or that. You know, and that's exactly what you want to say. But sometimes she's actually just looking for a friend. She's just wanting to be able to say what she
just
says.
let out some-
And then someone else is like, okay, I get it. So how does it make you feel? Bro, like,
I have a long way to go.
and whenever your woman says, I'm frustrated about this, always lead with, how does that make you feel? Because what that does is it opens another page that you have no idea. Because then you're like, how does it make you feel? Then she feels like, because the thing with women is, women respond best when they are in safety.
Yeah, they need to feel that safe.
When they feel like
space,
they're in safety, and this safety it doesn't necessarily have to be like safety financially, because you could have money. It's safety in all compartments of like emotions as well. So she needs to feel safe enough to say her deepest fears. and then you're not going to be judgmental, or you're not going to be like,
pass any comments.
yeah, or say something like, hey, shit, you must be, you were like a hoe then, you know, or you were crazy.
Yeah.
But being able to actually be kind and listen and be like, okay, so how was that? And be curious and just know more, because just knowing more is obviously, you know, going to make the relationship better.
And not being dismissive. Eh?
Yeah.
So help me with this, right? You mentioned the whole thing about like women will be like, I'm not ready to talk right now.
Right.
But like in my experience, that the issue is not expressed then.
Yes.
Right.
They go, they research, they think about it, they stew over it, they
Right.
speak to person X, person Y, they get all these different perspectives.
Right.
In time, I don't know what's
You don't
going
know
on.
what's going on.
Right.
Yeah.
You're
So
anxious.
I'm gonna be caught off guard, where she's very prepared. You know? It's like the US going to war with Swaziland.
Right.
You know? With Swaziland. Hey,
No chance.
you understand? And the timing for me is also like another thing, you know. Like you know, you just had a good day or whatever, you know, you about to turn in for the night. No, you're about to turn in for the night and sleep. Vugas kulum. Bruh, at that time, you're not even prepared. You're not even in the right space of mind.
Yeah, but that one needs communication as well as to how you present issues to each other as a couple. There's need, I think, from both parties to kind of express how you'd like to solve a problem. You know?
Yeah.
It's best to hear each other and how it makes you feel. That
Yes.
question about how does that, when I do that,
That's
how
a
does
two-
it make you feel?
and the thing with that, Rex, is it also has to be a two-way thing. The moment you ask her, like for example, that exact example that you just mentioned now, the woman has an issue and she's not ready to talk about it, right? But she wants to think about it. She wants to talk to other people about it and whatever. And then she's ready to talk about it. Then she says, right, remember when I said I was ready to talk about it? Now I'm ready to talk about it, right? You also then need to be able to still communicate and say, okay, you are ready to talk about it. You've prepared yourself to be ready to talk about it. I'm not prepared, but I can listen. So maybe they want to talk about it and then you can listen. Then you can also,
If I don't
I'm going to
respond
need
now,
time. Yeah,
I'm
also going to need time. Then if it upsets her that you're needing time, but now I'm ready to talk about it, then now she knows that, okay, if I want to address the issue, maybe I need to actually give him the heads up that I'm thinking about this and it's upsetting me, but I will figure it out. Then it also gives both of you time to process it and whatever. But like what Tino said, I think every couple needs to be able to be clear about how they resolve conflicts.
Yeah.
Like even to like constantly, because the other thing is I'm going to be married for 10 years this year. And you constantly have to have conversations about what's been on your mind lately, generally.
Because people change.
Yeah, because I'm not the person I was 10 years ago. Like, I have 2 kids now. Like, when she met me, I was a guy, you know. Now I'm a father, you know, and that's completely different, you know. And being able to have constant conversations about who you are now and what are your fears and what are your, you know, what have you been thinking about? Like, what do you want to do? What are you happy about in life? Like, what are you grateful for right now? Those things are important because they give you perspective on who your partner is as time goes, because you're going to change. You might be a completely different person like a couple of years from now. New tastes, new hobbies, new career. Yeah. And so that constant communication is what's always very key, to be able to say, you know, when a day is great and I'm turning in, I'd really like to just turn in and not have a big meeting before I go to sleep. Like, if you want to do the meetings, can we do them, you know, the Saturday nights when we don't have anything to do or whatever? Let's talk about them then. Then both of you sort of set boundaries that are comfortable for each other. So whenever that time comes, you are already prepared that, something will be coming. Something could be coming, and you know.
You actually won't sleep well.
No, I won't. The anxiety never come with that. I'll wish to go back to work.
Man, look at our time, man. It's elapsed already.
Yes.
That's what happens when you're having a guy chat.
Of course. Of course. Yeah.
No, thanks for the advice. Like you've opened my eyes. Like I have a long way to go. You know, like it's
step by step.
Yeah,
no one has it figured out from the beginning. We all learn. We all went through our ups and downs in our relationships.
No, and I think going in knowing that you have a lot to learn is
it's
a way
point,
better
it's a good start.
space to be in than to think, we're so good together, we're good. You know, because the truth is, like, the dynamics just always keep changing. They always keep changing. So you always have to constantly, like, check in and almost date again. Like my wife and I, we've now scheduled like a time in the week where we have to be alone away from the kids. Because sometimes the roles get lost. Because when you start dating, you're a guy and a girl that like each other, and there's a relationship that's like that, where it's not necessarily sexual or romantic. It's just a guy and a girl that really like each other's company. Then there's an extra layer of we're now boyfriend and girlfriend. That layer sits on top of the first one. And both of them are still different and they have different roles and expectations. Then when you decide you want to get married, that's a third layer on top of those two, right? Then when you want to have kids, you have a fourth layer because you're still a man and a woman, but you're also boyfriend and girlfriend because that's where the relationship comes from.
You've got your own dreams,
so
own
that's the foundation of the marriage. So you're still individuals, but you now have all of these layers. So when you now have kids, you get lost. Like I was joking with my wife the other day because I said to her, "Wow, baby, you're a really nice person. Like, you're like cool to hang out with. Like I thought you were mean. You know, the last couple of weeks, I was like, who is this person? But now that it's just us and we're just having drinks and we're just alone. We just enjoyed each other's company, but we haven't been able to have those kind of conversations because I'm always in like dad mode or work mode, and in between all of that, the day is done. I'm tired. She's already sleeping. The kids are sleeping. And then I just knock out. And then I wake up. Now I have to go to the gym. I have to go to work, pick up the kids. What is this? Blah. You need to get this, get this, and get that. And you can get lost in the layers. Yeah.
And you know, it's still important to keep your individualism within the marriage.
Yeah.
Still keep your hobbies, your friends, the things you like doing on your own personal capacity. Give each other that room. Even us with kids, we had to learn that. I had to learn that, okay, I need to tell my wife, you know what, this weekend I'm staying with the kids.
You can do whatever.
Just do what, even if you're going to a restaurant and buying food, having coffee on your own, just in your own thoughts, read a book, just have that alone time. It's something you need to give each other as couples, just to have that. You have to keep your individualism, not to rely on each other all the time.
Yeah.
You still need to have that. It's healthy for you.
Exactly.
For a relationship, it's very healthy. Yeah. But anyway, we are out of time.
Gents, we are out of time, but I think we'll definitely need to do this soon. Again. Yeah, for sure. But thank you guys for always tuning in. And thank you to our guests, Rob and Rix. Thanks, guys, for coming through.
I always like to say any parting words from anything.
Rex is like, Rex is like, oh my God, I need to learn so much. I need a notebook.
Facts, eh?
Yeah, but any parting words from yourself, Rex?
No, thanks for the invite, gents. Really, really enjoyed the exchange of ideas and opinions. Learned a lot.
Right.
Learned a great deal. Thanks for having me.
We did too, Mr.
We did
Mechatronic.
Very, very, very.
All right, guys. Thank you so much for inviting me to the show.
All right.
It was really educational to learn how you guys are able to survive 10 years.
Able to survive. That is the truth.
Yeah. But no, it was quite educational.
Right,
cool.
You know,
and the right decisions to make.
Cool, man. Thanks a lot. No.
The
Thank
tax guy.
Yeah. Thanks, guys.
No, thank you for coming through and sharing your experiences as well with us. So if you guys have any suggestions, any questions, if you'd like to send us voice notes of your thoughts and anything you'd like to know about the show, or any suggestions of what you think we should do with the show, we're very open. So please get in touch with us on our socials. And we'll catch you on the next episode of The African Male Iris. My name is Press Soul and I'm out.
DJ Tino's out.
Cheers, guys. Cheers.
The motherland, the African man. Long as I'm alive, I'ma make a plan. Strong host.